and you should see a little record icon somewhere on your screen in the top left-hand corner. So what we're doing here this morning, folks, I'm assuming that you've been taken through the steps, or at least are aware of the steps that go into the logging of an incident of a notice of intake. I'm not sure if any of you are going to be doing that, or whether you're simply going to be approving. But the next step, having logged a notice of intake of an incident, is for yourselves to actually log into NIMS. That's the main difference between you guys who are approving and those who have been inputting the notices of intake, is that you'll actually have a log on. So there'll be a shortcut on your desktop. And in here this morning, I'm just logging into our training environment. You will be given your login details, I assume, over the next day or two, if you've not been given them already. And you'll use those to log in to the system. Now, when you log in initially, you will be brought into this module, which is called our dashboards. And this is one of the modules that we've provided for you to get information back out of the system. I'm not going to go through those today. That is a different training session. That is a morning long training session that you'll attend when you are more familiar with the system and have been using it for a while. So what you do here is you click up into our app launcher. So up in the top left-hand corner, beside the word dashboard, you will have a little square of 9 dots. And that's your app launcher. If you click into that, and where you're going to go to now is to your incident intake. All right, you'll have access to 4 modules called location management, dashboard, incident intake, and incident manager. As this is the training environment, we are testing some beta apps, but you're interested in going to your incident intake. And when you open this up, it again will default to bring you into this view or this report, which will display the intake notices for approval. Now, again, this is the training environment, folks, so there's a lot going on here, but the theory is the exact same. So when we come in here, you can see that there are 74 for approval. You should never have that many. Okay, well, depending on how busy Connolly Hospital is for the logging of notices of intake. But if there are a few of you who are going in and approving, or you're just approving notices of intake for one particular area, you'll see much less than this. If you're going in on a regular basis, it should only really be 1 or 2. Now, what I would always recommend is that you put it into reverse notice order, so that it's going to put the most frequent, or the most recent notices up at the top. So if you click on any of these column headings, it will put it into that particular order. And when this refreshes here, you'll see that there are a handful that are been showing up as having been logged under Connolly Hospital in Blanchardstown. Okay, so these are ones that were put in during the intake sessions that I ran last week. So simply all you need to do is to click into this little folder icon that is in front of one of your notices for intake, and it will open up the notice. Now, what it will default to do is to bring you straight into the approver page. But what we want you to do is go down through the pages, as I will show you now when this refreshes. Okay, so you'll see there it's brought you straight to the approver details, but we want you to go back in and go down through into incident detail page 1 and incident detail page 2, just to confirm that you're happy with the information that has been captured. So we're going to go down through these. If you didn't attend the session last week, you won't be aware that any of these fields that have a little red asterisk in front of them are mandatory fields. Okay, and they need to be populated. So you're at the stage now where all of these have been populated, and we request you to go down through and make sure that you're happy with what has been captured here. Again, this is dummy information that has been input here. And what we're capturing is an incident that happened to, or a notice of intake that happened to a member of the public. Confirm what is on the first page, click next to go on to the second page. And again, just go down through these fields and make sure that you're happy with what has been captured. And once you are happy, again, click on next. You can click on next to go to the submission review page. You'll see the pages are shown there on the left-hand side, or you can simply click directly onto the approver detail page and then update this. You'll see that it defaults the question, have you confirmed all details are accurate? It defaults to no. You need to change that to yes, populate with your initials, and then click on the submit as an incident. The system will always confirm with you that the instruction you've just given it is correct. So you click yes, and the system will run off. It will save what is now a notice of your incident. It will save that and it will give you this 8-digit number. Okay, and that is now the incident number attached to this incident. It is completely unique to that particular incident. Should that incident at any stage become a claim, it will be the claim number, and it will be the number that our claims managers will use on all correspondence. Should for any reason that incident become a duplicate, or be, you find out at a later stage that it is a duplicate and it needs to be deleted, that number will be deleted with that incident and it will not be reused. You can also see here that at this stage, you can click on this button to add a file or attach a file to this particular instance. So just for your own information, any of the Microsoft Suite applications can be added. So like if you want to add a Word document or an Excel, PDF documents can be added, CCTV footage files, X-ray files, all of those sort of file information can be added to the incident so that you're building up a file of information behind it. Okay, pretty straightforward there. I hope you'll agree. So I'm just going to close out of that and I'm going to go back in just so that we can go through another one of these. This will refresh there, as you'll see, and we now have 73 instead of 74, again, because this is a real-time screen. And if I now were to go up to my incident manager, so again, I'm going to click into my app launcher and go to my incident manager, which is the Google of NIMS. I will always call this the Google of NIMS. And if I were to open up one of the reports that we've created for you there, which is the one that's capturing all of our incidents created in the past 7 days, the incident that we've just approved there, which is this last one here, 23778202, that will be added into all of the incidents that have been created in the past 7 days. You'll see any of the other ones there are ones that, again, have been done in training. Okay, so I'm just going to go through those steps again, folks, because a few people joined while I was going through that. So again, when you open up NIMS, when you log in, it'll be open up in dashboards, but you'll go to your app launcher, which is this box of 9 dots, and you'll click into your incident intake. And your intake notices of approval will be listed here. You'll simply click onto the little folder icon in front of the intake notice, and it will open up. It will default to open up onto the approver page. And what we request that you do is to go back into the incident detail page 1 and just work your way down through these fields to make sure that you're happy with what is in the fields, what has been captured in the fields. Okay, I'm going to go on to incident detail page 2. Again, check that I'm happy with everything there. And once I'm happy, I can click into the approver details page, change the no to yes, populate with my initials, and submit it as an incident. And you can make note of your 8-digit number if you wish there, and you go back out to your incident manager. Close that first. Go back out to my incident manager, and we'll see now that we now again have an additional incident in that number, and the number has been increased from 6 to 7. Okay, as you can see, it is pretty straightforward. I just want to show you one or two other things in your incident intake here. Just for example, if you had come in and looked at the incident or the notice of intake and you weren't 100% sure, you needed to go off and check with the person who had logged it or with somebody else about something that has been populated in here. But what you want to do is take it out of this list just for the moment, just so that somebody else doesn't approve it or that, you know, for whatever reason. So what we will do is we tick the box, the empty box in front of the particular one that you're gonna, you want to have, you have a question on. And you'll see that once you tick it, this option up here to void the notice of intake becomes active. So I'm just gonna click that. Again, the system will double check with you that you want to void it. And you're gonna click OK. Again, this the number or this page will refresh, and you'll see that we now have 71 down here rather than 72. And it has been, for all intents and purposes, it has been taken out of this view. But it is only a temporary thing, okay? You haven't deleted it or anything like that. You've just voided it for the moment. So you've got off, you've checked what the question that you had on it has been answered, and you now click into your box up here that is capturing all of your different reports, your views, if you like. And what you're going to select is voided intake notices, okay? And when this refreshes, and we're just going to put it again into the most recent one up at the top. And we should see our Connolly one. There's our Connolly one up at the top. And again, you're just going to do what you did previously in reverse. So again, we're going to click into the box here. The unvoided option becomes available. We're going to unvoid it. And we'll see the 159 reduces to 158. And now when we go back into our intake notices for approval, we'll again see that this now goes back to 72 as it was. And again, if I put this into reverse number order, there's the one that we just voided back into that list. Okay, I might just go down through those steps once again, because again, one or two people joined just as I was doing that. So when you log into NIMS, you're brought into the dashboards, okay? And you're going to click into your app launcher to bring you into incident intake. And we simply are going to click on the folder icon. And again, if you hold your cursor over any of those icons, folks, it'll tell you exactly what is meant by that icon. And this is to open this particular notice ID. And you are just required to go down through the pages. As I mentioned, it will default to bring you straight into the approver details page, but the onus is on you to confirm that you are happy with everything that has been logged in here. And if you have any query on it, that's when you would potentially void it. Or if you want to do it in real time, if you can phone somebody up while you're actually doing this, and then once you're happy, you can click into your approver details, change the no to yes, populate with your initials, and then submit it as an incident. Okay. Now, I've just been asked on chat, instead of voiding, can you just delay approving until such time? Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't have to do it straight away. I'm just showing you the options that are there for you. Okay, so you can take it out of there. And that's just in case anybody was asking me about voiding. We made the decision when we were putting together the process for this back about 18 months ago that nothing will be deleted, that you'd simply be given the option to take it out of there and put it someplace else. Okay, I've been asked here, if submitted, how can you then remove where required? I'm not sure what's meant by that question. If you just want to clarify in the chat. If you mean, how can you then delete an incident? You can't delete an incident, okay? Incidents can only be deleted by us in the State Claims Agency. But if you do need to have, so if you find that maybe there's been a duplicate incident, and this does happen, a duplicate incident has been logged, then there is a process that you need to go through. So we would need a form completed by yourselves. There's a request for deletion form that would need to be completed, signed, and sent in to us, and then we would delete it. Okay, and when we deleted the number, that incident number, which is unique, your unique number for that particular incident, that is deleted as well, and it won't be used again. Okay, so I hope that answers the question there. Before I give you the option just to ask any more questions, I want to stop the recording.